it is completely done. Now, from PySpark dot ml dot regression import decision tree regressor. Import decision tree regressor from PySpark. Sorry, this is not regression, right? So we are using this is HR analytics. Sorry. ML dot classification import decision tree classifier. Import decision tree classifier. Tree is equal to decision tree classifier, open bracket, features call is equal to features, comma, label call is equal to label. Features call is equal to features, label call is equal to label. Tree model is equal to tree dot fit. What is our data? I think output, right? Output. Oh, the existing tree requires maximum bins is equal to be at least as there is a feature 11 which has 34 bins. So we have to increase the max bins. Comma max underscore, sorry, not underscore, max bins, capital B. Bins is equal to 34. We got the output. Tree model dot okay. We didn't get the tree model dot predict is there. Summary is not there, so okay. Tree model predict is equal to tree model dot transform our features. Tree model dot transform features. So tree model predict is equal to tree model dot transform. Tree model predict dot. So what it has given us, summary is there. Summary dot what happened? Summary what we get dot tree model dot predict. Make it as 5. And we'll go in the end. You will see the prediction column will be there. See, the probability is also calculated, and also the prediction is also calculated.
So what is this raw prediction column?
Raw prediction is a different formula it uses in here. I think we have to check the model once, so how it is calculated.
So I had one more question. So, is there any decision, like any advantage to PySpark, these classifiers compared to Keras or something?
See, Keras is a different thing altogether. Keras is a neural networks related one.
Okay.
So, see, Keras and TensorFlow are purely for neural networks. So
No.
they are used for neural networks only. Uh, because they calculate, you can build multiple layers and all. So the primary there is always what you call sorry, what you call, I forgot it. The primary is always the neural networks, layers, hidden layers in the neural networks, hidden layers in the neural networks. So that is the importance there. So we can't use that for calculating this. So decision tree classifier, we have the predictions also. We can do the cross tabulation. How did I forget this thing? Where I miss something? I'm missing something actually.
So for tree model predict, we shouldn't be use tree model dot predict instead of tree model dot transform.
There is no predict function here. It is transform
Uh,
function only.
so there is, I seen in the suggestion. There is
Yeah, it
not
was there, but the right is transform only.
okay.
In PySpark, the predict function is equal to transform. Just let me go and check where I have. Just give me a second, I'll get back to you. So we have done many of these things. So, start. Here we directly predicted on the test data and we uploaded it. Okay, this is not the right one. So let us go back. PySpark notebooks. Learn SBI. My he is using Scala. So PySpark decision tree classifier. The tree model, we should get all the accuracy and all. I think we have to use multi-class classification evaluator. So that is the thing. We have to get all the information from evaluator. So from PySpark.ml import multi-class. Why I am getting confused? Okay, from PySpark.ml.evaluation. From PySpark.ml.evaluation import multi-class classification evaluator. So evaluator is equal to multi-class classification evaluator, open bracket. Here prediction call is equal to prediction. We have given the prediction, comma, sorry. Then label call is equal to label, comma, metric name. Metric name is equal to accuracy. So evaluator dot evaluate and bracket evaluator dot evaluate. We have to give in the evaluate function model predict. So 91.72% is the accuracy. 91.72% is the accuracy on the model we got. Can we give multiple arguments here? Let us say metric name, accuracy, comma, F1. Close bracket. Metric name should be only one. It can't take more. So we will take accuracy, or you can give metric name as F1 score also. Precision F1 score also can be given. So you can give F1 score or precision also as metric. So this is the on our training data, we got 91.72% accuracy. Not a overfitting. Okay. Got it, all of you?
Yes, working on it.
Yeah. Did you guys work on deep learning?
We are just started with the basics, sir.
Neural networks, sir. Did you
Yeah.
calculate manually?
No, sir, not manual.
Okay. So what I would like to do is maybe next session we will work on neural networks where I will show you the manual calculation. You need to understand the calculation. Then it will be easy for you to build the layers and the activations. And we will implement it in PySpark. And that is the fundamental for deep learning also. If you don't tell the other faculty that you have done with me, we will also run some deep learning models using Keras and TensorFlow. But please don't tell the other faculty that we have done it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So all of you got this? Once you're done, you tell me, we'll move forward.
Sir, just
Okay.
one doubt over here.
Yes, please go ahead.
You have given the max bins equal to 34, right? After getting some error.
Yeah. Generally, the max bins it will take is 32 only. So if you look at the source code, 1 second, let me go to the top. So this is the source code, the function code. Here you can see here max bins I am highlighting is 32 only. So if you are having to take more than 32 bins, you have to specify it. Max bins means maximum number of classes in the what you call in an independent variable.
Okay.
In an independent variable, you have different classes, right? Take, for
Yes.
example, profession or education, profession. Profession, we see there are more than 32 levels in the profession, then you have to just specify the number of bins. Default, it will take it as 32.
Okay. So even if it is less than that, then it will not be a
No
problem.
problem. As long as less than that, it will not give you any problem. But if it is more, it will point out how many are more in the error.
Okay.
Accordingly, you have to adjust the max bins.
Got it.
Got it? Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, let us move a little bit ahead. Tree-based models. In tree-based models, we have multi-tree models. Multi-tree models, also called ensemble methods. In ensemble methods, one of the methods is bagging, also called as bootstrap aggregating. And the algorithm which is very popular here is the random forest. The random forest algorithm is a very powerful algorithm which was initially created to deal with the overfitting in decision trees. Since decision tree is prone to overfitting, so the statisticians have developed a model called random forest which deals with overfitting. It does not overfit. Okay. So if you look at this, the random refers to the sampling. The random here refers to the sampling method it uses. and the forest refers to multiple trees. Forest refers to multiple trees. So random forest algorithm was initially created to overcome the overfitting problem in the decision tree. The basic logic behind this is wisdom of crowds. So what the statistician did was, instead of relying on one tree, let us take the wisdom of multiple trees. We will take the multiple decision trees wisdom. So our models will overcome the overfitting, also overcome the major disadvantage in the decision tree. So they came up, said, see, instead of depending on one decision tree, we will depend on multiple decision trees decisions. Thereby, we hope to predict it accurately. So we have this concept of wisdom of crowds, right? That is what the parliamentary system believes in, right? That in democracy, it is always the wisdom of crowd. In parliamentary system of democracy, it is wisdom of crowd. The 543 MPs have to take a decision for the well-being. If you leave it to one person, it becomes an autocratic or a dictatorship. So that is the logic behind here. Now the algorithm works like this. Step 1, specify the number of trees to be built. How many trees to be built, you have to specify. So let us say I want to build 1,000 trees. Step 2, it starts creating random sampling. From random sampling, creating random samples. How many? 1,000 random samples. And each sample will have 65% of observations and square root of number of variables. So for every sample, it will not take into count all the variables. It will take only the square root of number of variables. Suppose you have 16 variables, for every sample, it will take 6,500 observations and randomly selects 4 variables. Random selection of rows and random selection of variables. Random selection of rows and random selection of variables or columns. Both rows and columns are randomly selected. Okay. And the method it uses is data with replacement method. Data with replacement method, wherein observations and variables will appear repeatedly in multiple samples. Will appear repeatedly in multiple samples. So this is called data with replacement method. So one observation and one variable can come in 200 trees. If you are building 1,000 trees, it might come in 200 trees or 300 trees. So the observations and variables will appear repeatedly in multiple samples. That we call it as the data with replacement method. Step 3 will start after sampling process is completed. Suppose if there is any problem in sampling process, the algorithm will stop there. It will not move ahead. After sampling process is completed, parallelly, one decision tree for one sample will be built. So one sample, one decision tree. One sample, one decision. That means 1,000 samples, 1,000 decision trees. Since each sample is independent, parallel building of trees can be done. Since samples are independent, parallel building of trees will be done. Step 4. Prediction will also be done for each tree. Prediction will also be done for each tree. Every tree will build a model and also predicts. In step 5, it aggregates the output of all trees and uses majority voting in case of classification and average method in case of regression for final prediction of the observation. For final prediction of observation, if it is classification, it uses majority voting. If it is regression, it uses average method. Let us say observation 205 appeared in 360 trees and 280 trees predicted it as no and 80 trees predicted it as yes. So what will be the final? The final prediction would be no, based on majority voting. And if it is average, it will take all the predictions and divide it by number of predictions. So this is this. This is the description of the algorithm called random forest. Now, the tree splitting methods are again same thing. The tree splitting methods are default is Gini, and the second one is entropy and information gain. Entropy and information gain. So the same tree splitting matrix, it's full, it creates a full decision tree, like how it does. It is both classification and regression technique. Higher, marginally higher accuracy than decision tree model. The only disadvantage is computing power. It requires computing power and memory space. Because if your data is already 5 GB, or say your data is already 1 GB, and if you are creating 1,000 samples, the data size will go up to 3 GB or 4 GB or more than that. So when you have such this large data sets, there is a problem with this algorithm. So this is the description of random forest. This is the description of random forest. Any doubts you have, participants?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So this is it. So only disadvantage is computing power and memory space. Let us implement it on our HR analytics data. From
Sir,
PySpark,
could
yes.
could we please cite the notes, sir? Could you please give us 1 or 2 minutes?
You want to?
I want to write down the notes.
Notes anyway, I'll share you now as soon as the session is done.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
PySpark.ml dot classification import random forest classifier. Random forest classifier. So let me check what is the data frame. Control F. Random classifier. Yeah. So random forest classifier, if I look at the code, it is the tree features call, label call, probability, max depth 5, max means 32, mean gain. Num trees is 20. By default, it will build 20 trees. So we will increase it to little bit higher. Okay. So RF is equal to random forest classifier max bins. Again, you'll have to check the max bins is equal to 34, comma, num trees is equal to 100, comma, features call is equal to features. I'll move this down, comma, label call is equal to label. Okay, so these are the parameters we are giving. Number of trees is 100, features call is features, label call is label. RF model is equal to RF dot fit output. Oh, it already built. RF model predict is equal to RF model dot transform output. And we have already created a evaluator. Evaluator dot evaluate RF model, comma, prediction call is equal to prediction, comma, label call is equal to label, or we can just give directly RF model predict. We have already defined everything, so it is predicting with 91.65 accuracy. So shall we increase the trees to 500 and see whether the accuracy will increase or not? 500 trees.
No, sir, there is no difference actually.
No difference, huh?
No difference.
Okay, then we'll go with the things. No difference, yeah. So all of you understood the context of RAM forest. So I think it is already 9:21. So gradient boosting we will discuss in the next class. Okay. The next type of ensemble method, which is your boosting method, we will discuss in the next session.
Sure, sir.
And by the way, do you have any midterm or it's only project-based assessment?
So need to check it once.
Can you please check now once?
Yes, sir.
And can, if it is midterm also, I can put 100% practical, right?
So Tanmay will be able to try doing this.
Okay. So any doubts, participants?
Sir, I'm facing an issue here.
Pardon?
Sir?
Yes, please.
Sir, I'm getting an error saying that an error occurred while calling O1013.fit.
For which command?
Sir, for the output RF model.
So you're not
It
able
worked,
to.
it worked previously, but when I changed the number of trees from 100 to 500, I'm getting an error.
So that means your memory space error. That means you don't have enough memory to compute. You're using normal system, right? Not the Colab.
Yes, sir.
So
No,
that
sir.
will be problem. You have to go with 100 trees only. Memory space problem. What is your RAM size? 6 GB or 8 GB?
Sir, 16.
6 GB means it will be a problem. So you have to go with 100 trees.
Sir, 16 GB, sir.
16 GB, then it should not be a problem. Maybe your processor is running some other things also. So that error comes only when you have not enough space to store the sample itself. See, the problem is it has to store the sample, right? Then only it will start building the trees. If it is
Yes,
not
sir.
able to store the sample itself, then it will give an error. What you are getting it. The fit will give an error saying that memory space might not be enough. So you have to go with 100 trees only. Colab
Got
can
it,
go up
sir.
to 500 trees because Colab is a bigger version. It has a lot of RAM space and the disk space. So RAM is 13 GB, disk space is around 40 GB, 107 GB. So here you can play with large numbers. In your local system, you have to go with the smaller number only. And anyway, there is no
Yes, sir.
difference also between 100 and 500.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, no problem.
Sir, it is mentioned it's midterm will be 25 marks.
Midterm?
Midterm will be 25 marks.
It will be there.
Yeah, yes, sir. In the curriculum, it is mentioned that.
Okay, so then we'll see how much of theory and how much of practical we'll give. Okay.
Yes, sir. Maybe like previously also, sir, in these kind of subjects, for midterm, they have conducted it completely practical, like in the first trimester and all, for Python and SQL.
No problem.
Because-
Completely practical is easy for you also, right?
Yes, sir.
So I can give a data set and I will also ask you to execute certain things like missing value, build a model, string index, and then build a model, interpret and analyze and give your interpretations. That's all.
Yes, so that will be better.
So that we can do the same thing. That will also make
Yes, sir,
you practice. Yes, please.
Can we have a case-based evaluation wherein, sir, maybe you can provide us with a data set?
Yeah, that's what I was
maybe-
speaking. I'll provide a data set with missing values and all.
Achha. No, sir, actually what I wanted to say, a small project kind of thing where we can work in groups and at the end we can, on the day of the examination, we can present it to you.
Group based also, that is a different thing. That midterm cannot be group based.
Okay, got it, sir.
Midterm is single individual. I think there's something called project also there. Right? That can be group
Yes,
based,
sir.
where I can ask you to choose a data set, a complete analysis, everything, and then you can present to me. But I would also prefer project also to be done individually, because in groups, again, some people may not be doing them and all. So it is better to individual, because you are in a placement season also will start soon, right? So
Yes.
Yes, sir.
it will be individual will always be better, so that everybody works hard on the concept and the both the parts, so that it is easy for you to prepare yourself for interviews also.
Sure,
And
sir.
mind you, in interviews there will be more questions on concepts, less on Python and R. They will ask you interpretation of multicollinearity. Recently, one of my students attended a data science interview. The questions were, what is the assumptions of linear regressions? What is the difference between logistic regression and linear regression? What is the importance of overfitting and underfitting? How do you deal with it? Then they also said variable selection and feature engineering methods. So they asked about principal component analysis. So they also asked about Gini and entropy, which is better method and easy to calculate. So I would suggest most of the interviews which my students are facing are more on theory and concept rather than Python and R. So refresh your theory and concept. Okay. Wherever is possible, I will also refresh the theory and concept.
Sure, sir. That will be very helpful.
Okay. So any doubts?
No, sir. Yeah.
So shall I end the session for today?